Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I've got a few sheaths to show you today. These are all going to a gentleman named Josh. He sent me these 4 knives and asked me for some leather over Kydex projects. So let's get into this and show you what we got going on. Starting with the black leather over Kydex. This is a Boker Magnum Tonto. It's a cool little knife. And he asked for a tech lock carry. He also wanted a pivot plate. So basically, all this is a plate that has some curved slots milled in it. Allows you to pivot your tech lock. You can also tighten down or loosen up the screws that are holding this in place, and that'll increase or decrease the difficulty of turning the tech lock. So at a certain point, you could actually get it to a point where it's more or less impossible to pivot because the tension is so high. And I like it right where it's at now, where it's very difficult to rotate it. I mean, it's not difficult. You can definitely grab it and just do it, but it's sturdy enough that it's not going to happen on its own. So that's kind of how I like it. I don't need any tools to adjust it, anything like that. Now, one thing is with this profile, obviously the knife is fairly slender, so the sheath is going to be fairly slender, and that means that there is just a little bit of an overhang down below inside that hardware recess, which is where I embed the hardware that goes into the tech lock. It's necessary to have a pretty wide footprint because for a rotating tech lock, you need all the space for those pieces of hardware to pivot. Now, where this is shaped the way it is, this plate is not ambidextrous, so I decided to make 2 of them. I made a mirror image plate, so if he ever needs to, he can switch to the opposite side and wear his sheath from this side. So ambidexterity is key. You guys know me. I try to set up everything I can as ambidextrous. All right, so there you go. There's the Boker Magnum Tonto. Moving on to, we'll go to this one next. This, I have no idea what this knife is. I don't know anything about this. It doesn't seem to have any branding on it. And I don't think he told me what it was. I think he had just sent pictures of it when we discussed it at first. So, Josh, if you want to comment down below and let people know what this is, in case they're interested in trying to seek one out, that'd be really cool. Tell us a little bit about it. Whatever you know about it would be great. So this sheath, I love this sheath. I think this is my favorite of the bunch. Josh asked if I could build him a back harness setup. So if you guys are familiar with my channel already, you've probably already seen this product. This is my 3-point chest/back harness. It will work in virtually any angle, any ride height, and any position on your chest or your back, virtually anywhere on your torso. How you can achieve that is by switching where you have your D-rings mounted. You can see that you've got a really wide array of options as far as eyelets, mounting points, and by adjusting the lengths of the webbing. So I just kind of set it up, and it's in a couple really arbitrary positions, like mounted the D-rings to arbitrary holes on here. It's not set up currently to do anything specific, Josh. He wants it on the back, but we didn't really discuss in any great detail angle or anything like that. And of course, the webbing length is going to be very different for him than it is for me, because we're 2 different, I assume, differently shaped and sized human beings. So when you order any kind of harness from me, it is going to require that you do a little bit of adjustment when you receive it, because you're going to need to make sure that this is set up perfect for you. So yeah, what I would recommend is you undo any of the locked straps when you receive this, and then kind of position the knife where you want it. Put the sheath up against yourself, maybe even remove the harness altogether, and put the sheath against your body in the angle that you want it, where you want it, and then start to just kind of puzzle it out. Which one of these holes is going to benefit you for where the strap is going to go? You're going to want at least 1 strap over the shoulder, and probably 2 of them going around your chest or your stomach, wherever you have this. So that's just my 2 cents. But let me show you really quick, guys, how you can lock out these straps. So the ones that you see that are doubled over like this, or like this, anything that has a 3rd layer passing through, that is locked. And essentially, I'm recommending that you unlock them all, because as you adjust this, it does take a little bit of time to adjust it, and it makes it a lot harder if you constantly lock it and then try it on, find out it's not the right length, and you got to undo it, unlock it, all that stuff. So just leave it unlocked, and it's a little bit quicker to adjust. It's still kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest, but that's by design. These are really, really rugged metal tri-glide buckles, and they are designed to absolutely lock the straps so that you never have them come undone on you by accident. So just a really quick shout out to Beachin Tactical, Jacob Peterson, Beachin Tactical, the Preppers Bunker Outdoors. He's a great guy. He's an Army veteran. He does the best rifle and knife slings in the world, in my opinion. He helped me develop this 3-point harness. And he also has a few knife designs under his belt now. So go check him out, guys. But all right, so that's that. Currently, it's not configured for any specific position, Josh. So you're going to need to tackle this one by yourself. That's just, I don't really know how to set it up for you. So there we go. But talking quickly about the finish on this, I absolutely love brown leather over Kydex. I think it's just the coolest look. I really love that you can get that contrast, the 3 different colors there, the dye, the natural leather, and then the whatever color Kydex, in this case black. I just love that look of that kind of satin matte finish along the edges. This is just really, really nice. It also has a really good ballistic draw. Check that out. This thing just has a great draw, great click in, no rattle, no play. Very secure. I love this sheath, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. All right, and finally, we have here a pair of knives, matching knives from a company called Muela. I don't know anything about Muela. If you guys have any experience, or Josh, if you want to comment down below and let us know what you know about these, that would be greatly appreciated. I personally have 0 experience with them, so I can't really tell you guys anything about them. All right, so this one also leather over Kydex. Josh asked if I could do a drop leg setup for these, obviously piggybacks, and he wanted retention straps on them. So let's walk through every aspect of this. So for the drop leg carry, obviously we have a dangler, and then completing the drop leg, we've got a leg strap. Now, a lot of guys ask for drop leg when what they're really trying to ask for is a stiff loop that's directly connected to the sheath, and they don't need the leg strap. They don't want the leg strap. For that matter, if you've got a stiff loop, you don't need a leg strap. The leg strap really is there to help prevent it from being able to swing out of control, and the dangler is there to allow for articulation so that it can move freely with your leg. The fixed loop, or drop loop as it's called, where it's directly connected to the sheath or a plate, that does not allow for either of those things. And the leg strap is kind of obsolete when you have a stiff loop like that. So if you want drop leg, guys, which is what my personal choice would be, if you're going to belt carry a large knife, this is absolutely the best option in my opinion. You want it to be able to move with you per the dangler, but you also want that sheath not to flop around per the leg strap. So drop leg, my favorite way to belt carry a large or heavy knife. I chose to go with a plate because the plate is just the quickest and easiest way for you to be able to switch sides. So if you do ever decide that you want to carry this as a left-handed dangler, you can very easily detach the plate, shift it over to the other side, and you're good to go. It's very, very easy, very quick, very simple. It's all self-explanatory, and the best part about this plate is that this is totally symmetrical on top and bottom, so you actually don't even have to take the dangler off. A lot of the times you have to remove the dangler and flip that to the opposite side. You literally can just undo the 4 screws and then take the plate, rotate your sheath, and stick it on just like that, and it'll be in the exact same mirror image position. So it's really cool. Same fit and finish, or same finish I should say, as the larger harness setup that I just showed you. And then of course we have the retention snaps. Now these are called soft loops. Soft loops are rubber coated nylon, so they're extremely durable. These are never going to stretch and wear out on you. They are just really, really rugged. They'll last a lifetime. They're great. And then the snaps on these are called pull the dot snaps or one-way fasteners. And how that works basically is that the snap is extremely tight on there. And when you lift it up, it'll come off, but it only comes off if you peel it from the tip. So let me show you real quick. If you have internal pressure, you cannot lift that snap off there. It's locked on there. But if you lift from the tip, it pops right off. Likewise, putting it back on, you have to kind of roll toward the tip to get that to snap down. Now, when that snap is on there, you are not getting your knives out of there. It's really, truly locked in place. It's very, very secure. And what you want to do when it's time to draw is just unsnap that and draw your knife out. Now, I'm going to tell you with this little one here, this is called a fixed piggyback. If you guys are familiar with my channel, you've seen all kinds of creations where I do what I call breakaway piggybacks, which allows you to quickly separate your two sheets. This is what's called a fixed piggyback, meaning the two are actually riveted together. Well, not riveted. They're connected by a couple Chicago screws. So it's not technically permanently attached, but it's a hard attach point. They're not separating unless you undo some hardware. So with this fixed piggyback, one difficult thing is getting a really clean grip on your handle, because the knives, to keep them low profile, have to be close to one another. And your tendency when you go to draw is to put your thumb kind of centered and up higher on the thumb ramp. Do not do that with this one. Joshua, please, please, please heed my call here. You're going to want to put your thumb low and toward the inside, like up against the larger sheath. And so you just kind of do it like this. You want that to bottom out on your thumb right around there. The top of this thing is so sharp, guys. When I first finished the sheath and drew it, I actually twice I cut my thumb on this knife. This thing is really sharp. This guard up here, it is sharp. So be careful when you draw this. You're going to want to just keep your thumb low and then draw it out. It's not real hard to draw, and especially where you've got the leg strap providing a little bit of resistance. So when you draw up, it's fairly easy. You can just pull that right out of there. All right. So there you go. The retention straps are also not necessary. So if you find that they're just kind of in the way, Josh, you can just remove them. They're not totally necessary to have. The sheaths have pretty good retention on their own. And then the large one here, the snap needs to be broken in a little bit more, but so when you reinsert your knife, you're going to find that a lot of the time the snap gets kind of caught on the guard like that. So what you can do, what I would recommend, when you first unsnap your knife, unless it's an emergency, when you first unsnap it, just kind of tuck it. You can just kind of, oops, how did I do that earlier? Oh yeah, I guess you could just pull it downward like that. See what I did? Just grab it, pull it straight down, and it'll be tucked out behind like that. That way when you do resheath your knife, all you have to do is reach down, grab that snap back out of there, and go up and lock that back in there. Like I said, this one's got to be worn in just a little bit more before it goes super comfortably. There we go. All right. So that's pretty much all I've got to show you guys. This is a pretty simple, straightforward project overall. If you guys have seen so many crazy things on my channel. I've done a lot of systems where people want like 2-3 knives in one sheath, a bunch of different attachments, several carry options, etc. These are really fun for me to build. I love doing complex setups, but my personal gear, things that I build for myself, are very simple setups like this one. This is my absolute go-to, my favorite kind of stuff. Just combining effective tools in a simple package and making it look nice. I think that's the best way to go. So hats off to Josh for picking some of what I perceive to be really great carry setups, really great ways to use your knives. And these are some really cool knives. So Josh or anybody else who has some knowledge or experience with any of these 4 knives, please comment down below. Let us know what you know about them in case others are in search of something similar to these, or if you could recommend these to any particular type of task for users. That would be cool too. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. So like, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much for tuning in, and stick around for the next one. God bless.